You've got small shoulders, bro. So here's a full shoulder day to bring your shoulders up, and it's coming from someone with the worst shoulder genetics in the world. I'll put a picture on the screen now. Absolutely terrible shoulders. Here are the tips and tricks to bring them up and get massive 3D delts, bro. Right, boys, we only need to focus on three things: a press, a form of lateral raise, and a rear delt fly. So starting off on your press, you can use dumbbells, you can use machine, or you can use Smith machine. Doesn't matter entirely, whatever you feel comfortable using, whatever you connect better with. Now, a few key teaching points with the shoulder press. What you want to make sure is your elbows are tucked at all times. A lot of people keep their elbows flared wide, right? And it's going to cause you a lot of shoulder issues. Instead of out wide like this, you want to tuck your elbows there, drive up, and you want a 3-second negative. Always make sure that you are controlling the weight, right? If you're just shifting the weight A to B, you're never going to grow. You need to actually control the weight. You do need to pick a heavy weight, of course, to grow. But if you're not controlling the weight and the weight's controlling you, you will never grow. Now, onto lateral raises to work the medial head. What we want to think about with these, instead of driving out with your hands like a lot of people do, they swing the weight up like this, right? What you want to think about is moving the weight through your elbows, making sure this elbow here is always above your hand, right? If you lead with your hand there, bro, you're going to cause yourself some issues, right? So always leading with the elbows. When you're at the top of the movement there, what you want to think about is twisting slightly at the top, and you will feel a contraction like no other. Make sure you're picking a weight that you can control again. Like, I see people picking up the fucking 20 kg dumbbells when they've got fucking shoulders like this. Bro, I do 12.5. So make sure you're actually picking a weight that you can actually control again. Obviously, don't pick a pussy weight again, but yeah, you've got to have some control. In terms of sets and reps, honestly, if you're training to true failure, you don't need any more than 3 sets on here. Depending on how advanced you are at training, obviously, let's say you're a beginner, you're probably going to need more sets because you're not as experienced at lifting. Your training to failure is actually a skill, so you get better as you get further along into your fitness journey, right? In terms of reps, I'd say you want to go anywhere from 8 to 15 reps. I wouldn't go any less or any more than that, to be honest with you. You can, and you can probably see some progress doing that, but for me personally, I'd stick to anywhere from 8 reps to 15 reps, honestly. Now, when we want to work the rear delts, right, we can do these with dumbbells, but I prefer using a reverse pec deck. You can do it on cables as well if your gym doesn't have a reverse pec deck, which is fine as well. So when you actually get on the machine, right, what you want to think about initially is driving your arms all the way forward. You want your shoulders as far forward as you can, right? You don't want to start from here because you're going to hit more traps, you're going to hit more upper back. So immediately when you get on the pad, push your shoulders as far forward as you can, right? What you want to think about is scraping your knuckles against the wall. You only want to come to about here, and then you want a slow and controlled negative. It's a really small range of motion, right? Don't need to be coming all the way back here because, like I said, you're just going to be hitting traps, upper back. Really small range of motion with these. Your rear delt as well is a really small muscle. So yeah, you don't need much weight to actually feel it. And a lot of people do struggle with the connection of these. So really make sure your shoulders are pushed as far forward as you can. Just stick to these 3, what I've taught you. A lateral raise, a rear delt fly, and a shoulder press. You can do front raises as well, to be fair, but it's not needed. You're gonna hit your front delt through a lot of pressing when you're working your chest. And I'm telling you, bro, if you apply this to your training and actually follow a progressive overload plan and actually stick to it for long enough, you will grow some big 3D delts, I promise you. And if you found any value there, subscribe, it costs literally nothing, and I'll see you in the next one.